What proof do y'all got?
You're in the house where the car's at first.
Right, I was asleep. That don't mean I took the car. I was asleep all day. I did not know that was there.
What do you think that everyone else is? You're here, okay? You're a part of very serious crimes. You have to be honest about all of it.
My partner talked to your mom, and I believe that she's raised you to be an honest person and take responsibility for your actions. I don't think things went the way you thought they were going to go, but now is the time to be honest and be upfront.
349, we're gonna need more crews. I'm pretty sure this guy's that driver's shot. Yeah, dude, he's done.
So you're trying to say I killed somebody?
You were part of this murder scheme.
Well, this isn't going to juvenile court, buddy. This is an aggravated murder.
So you're trying to say me?
What first appeared to be a routine vehicle theft report soon turned into one of the most disturbing investigations Dayton officers had faced that year. At around 1 a.m. on January 26, 2022, police were alerted to a stolen vehicle incident and initially believed it was a standard case. But roughly an hour later, the situation took a shocking turn when reports of gunfire emerged from the same area. As officers rushed to the location, they found 35-year-old Brandon Cooper dead at the scene. The evidence suggested he had been deliberately targeted in a calculated attack, and the person responsible had already vanished. Investigators quickly began searching for connections between the two incidents and soon traced the stolen vehicle to a residence in southern Dayton View. Convinced that both events were linked, detectives moved in and took 4 teenagers into custody. Among those detained were 15-year-old Dr. Trayvon Mitchell and 15-year-old Tyan Peaks, who were transported to the Dayton Police Department, where investigators prepared to uncover what had really happened during the violent chain of events.
I woke up and I just seen the SWAT team. Because my friend woke me up, he said, "Bro, the SWAT team is outside." I said, "Why?" He said, "You don't know, bro, you gotta go outside." So that's when me and my friends went outside. I just end up here.
Okay, well, let's back way up then, because obviously the day didn't start with the SWAT team. What happened way before you woke up to the SWAT team?
I was chilling.
Where were you chilling at?
322 a.m.
Who were you there to chill with?
Me and Ray.
And who?
And Ray. But I just had pulled up, and then that's when I got sleepy, so
Investigators now found themselves piecing together 2 closely connected crime scenes. The first incident was a vehicle theft that unfolded on St. Agnes Road at around 1 a.m. The second was the death of Brandon Cooper, which occurred only a short distance away on Fergus Avenue. What made the case even more puzzling was the timing, since nearly an hour separated the 2 events. Detectives already had reason to believe the teenagers were connected to the vehicle theft because the stolen vehicle had been recovered from their garage. However, a much larger question still remained unanswered. Authorities were now working to determine whether the same group was also involved in the death of Cooper, and if the 2 incidents were part of a single sequence of events that escalated into a far more serious investigation.
I know you didn't go to sleep. That's not what happened. We expect you to be honest with us because we are honest with you.
I did go to sleep.
I'm not going to lie to you, so I prefer that you don't lie to me. When we ask you questions about what happened, know that we already know what happened. I'm seeing if you're going to be honest with me, and you haven't been so far. And we're right at the beginning, so that's kind of silly, right?
Okay.
So we know that you and Ron and Trey and Ray caught a lift earlier today.
So I don't have no proof I caught no lift. I was at the house, I went to sleep. I ain't catch no lift. I don't even got lift money to catch lift.
The plan was never to pay for it. The plan was to steal the car that's in the garage at the house where you were laying your head. Or where you say you were laying your head. How old are you?
15.
15. Okay. You wouldn't be the first 15-year-old to sit in that chair.
No.
And you wouldn't be the first 15-year-old to catch adult charges for this kind of thing, okay?
You guys don't charge me for it.
We're going to charge you for 2 counts of aggravated robbery and a count of aggravated murder. This isn't the first lift you guys have done. You've probably done 10 of them, okay? You're going to go get locked up this morning for 2 counts of aggravated robbery. You took 2 cars this morning. And the second one resulted.
Do you understand?
What proof do y'all
Do you
got?
understand?
You're in the house where the car's at first.
Right, I was asleep. That don't mean I took the car. I was asleep all day. I did not know that was there.
What do you think that everyone else is?
What talking
What do you think everyone else has been in here and said, sitting in that chair right there?
I don't know what they said. I don't know what they
You're
said.
right. You don't know what they said, but we know what they've said.
For Ty and Peaks, the situation was becoming increasingly difficult because investigators had already gathered information from the other 3 individuals connected to the case. Among them was Dr. Trayvon Mitchell, who appeared far more willing to speak with detectives and provided details with much less resistance. As the hours passed, investigators continued building their timeline and comparing each statement against the evidence they had collected. Within just 4 hours, authorities had already made significant progress and were beginning to form a clearer picture of what may have taken place during the events under investigation. The information obtained from the other interviews was quickly becoming an important part of the case.
So tell me what happened tonight. How did you guys all get together?
They called me.
Say again.
They called me and asked me to come over.
We're gonna go hit a lick. What was the plan?
Find some girls.
All right. So did you find any girls?
Yeah.
Okay. They just didn't want to hang out. Okay. So at some point you all leave, right? And you go get an Uber. Is that fair? Were you gonna go somewhere? Okay. What was the plan? Just take your car?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're telling the truth, man, and I appreciate that, okay? That's all we want. When they got there, was it a man or woman that came? Okay. Do you remember what kind of car it was? Is it the car that's in your garage?
Probably, yeah.
Probably or yes? Okay. It's a Subaru, and it was you, Ray, Ty, and Ron. Fair? Okay. Was the plan always to rob her, or did somebody say something while you were driving, or how did it happen?
Just happened.
According to the investigation, the events of January 26th, 2022, began when Tylen and Dr. Trayvon, along with their friends Ray and Ron, arranged a rideshare trip that would later become a major focus of the case. While each person gave a slightly different version of what happened, that night detectives relied on digital evidence to establish a timeline. Records showed that the ride request was made at approximately 12:30 a.m. using a phone linked to Dr. Trayvon Mitchell. Investigators concluded that shortly after the ride was arranged, the situation escalated into a vehicle theft incident. By around 1:00 a.m., the driver had been confronted and the vehicle was taken. As detectives compared witness statements with phone records and other evidence, they began piecing together a clearer account of how the night's events unfolded and who may have been involved from the very beginning.
Two. What kind of guns?
I don't know. It was one was MP9.
Who had that one?
Me.
Okay. Who else had a gun?
Well, they was passing the gun around.
Okay. Do you know who started with the gun?
And both had.
Who's both?
Ty and Ray.
Ty and Ray. So Ty and Ray were kind of passing the other gun around?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it safe to say Ty had the other gun?
Me, Ryan, Ray, and Treacher. But I don't know. I just know about the first lift.
So tell us what happened.
We booked the lift, and then we just told her to get out the car. And that's when she got out the car, she started yelling and stuff. That's when we parked the car back in the garage. That's the only thing. That's the only lift I know about. I don't know about no murder.
Tell her about who ordered the lift and who was sitting where and all that kind of stuff.
I don't know who ordered the lift.
Did you drive?
No, I don't know how to drive.
Okay. Who drove?
I don't know.
Come on, man. You can't do this, Tylen. This doesn't work, man. Who got in the driver's seat?
Ty, I think.
Who drove the car?
Ty.
Okay.
By this stage of the investigation, detectives believed they had gathered enough evidence to identify Dr. Trayvon and Tylen as the key individuals connected to the vehicle theft. The facts surrounding the first incident were becoming clearer, and investigators were steadily building their case. However, the second incident presented a far greater challenge. Authorities were now dealing with the death of Brandon Cooper, and many critical questions still remained unanswered. Unlike the vehicle theft, this part of the investigation involved far more uncertainty and far fewer immediate answers. Detectives knew they needed to establish exactly what happened and who was responsible. As they pushed forward, they soon discovered that uncovering the truth behind Cooper's death would be far more complicated and time-consuming than they had originally expected.
Bad about what happened. I just told you, add robbery, add murder. You know exactly what murder
Who did I murder?
His name was Brandon.
I don't know who Brandon is.
You don't have to know somebody to kill somebody, believe it or not.
So you're trying to say I killed somebody?
You were part of this murder scheme.
Look at all these pages. You're not number one, bro. Okay?
Can you read? You can't read them out?
No, I'm not going to read anything. I don't tell you what I know. You tell me what you did. And that's how this works. I would bet every penny I've ever made in my life that Dave Travion, Ty, Ray, and Ron went back out to hit another lick because that one was fun and that one worked. And then the second one went sideways. Okay? So that's where we're at. You're here. You did grown-up stuff, and that's where we're at. We got us a car. Let's go get another one. Right? Okay, so tell me about that. What was the goal? To get another car?
To get some money.
Get some money, okay? Same 4 people?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Everybody sit in the back, everybody sit in the front.
Right.
Okay. Who all has guns in the car this time?
Same people.
Huh?
Same people.
You and Ty, or you and Ty and Ray?
I gave my gun to one of them.
Huh?
I gave my gun to one of them.
Which one? Because that's important, you know what I mean? Who'd you give the gun to?
Ty and Ray. The only 2 that had the sticks.
So Ty and Ray both had guns? One of them had yours. Okay? Who said what?
We did the same thing the last time.
They just pulled guns on him? So they pulled guns on him, right? Somebody said, give me the car, get out.
Get out the car.
Get out the car. What does he do?
Just sit there.
He didn't get out? Okay. What happened next?
Got out the car.
All 4 of you got out of the car?
Nah. Get out the car.
But they're still, but
They still in the back.
Ty and Ray are still in the back seat.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're the guys with guns.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they're still in the back seat when he takes off.
As investigators compared the statements, they noticed that several details overlapped, but important differences remained. According to Dr. Trayvon, both Tylen and Ray stayed inside the vehicle when the shots that ended Brandon Cooper's life were fired. He claimed that he and Ron had already stepped away from the vehicle before the incident occurred. Tylen offered a version of events that sounded remarkably similar at first. However, his account differed in one significant way. He stated that only he and Ron had exited the vehicle, while Dr. Trayvon remained behind. Detectives carefully reviewed both statements and compared them with the physical evidence and witness information collected during the investigation. It did not take long for investigators to realize that the accounts could not be fully reconciled with the facts. As more evidence emerged, both versions of the story began to fall apart, placing even greater scrutiny on the statements provided by those involved.
I think there's a little bit of mistruth that you're telling me about this second event, okay? And I know what you did, right? And I get it. You put your pole on somebody else and don't put yourself in committing this second offense, which you did. Right? No, come on, man.
I'm telling you the truth.
You've been telling me the truth so far, but I think this is the part where it gets a little hairy because this puts you involved in this man being shot.
To be real with you, just keep it on running.
Do it.
Shot 3 times.
Huh?
Shot 3 times.
Who shot 3 times? You shot 3 times?
No. Right. Tyler and Ron get out.
Ty and Ron get out.
Me and Ray stay in the car.
Who has your gun?
Ray.
And then who's got the other gun?
Ty.
Ty has the other gun.
Went to his door and tried to pull him out the car.
Ty tried to pull him out the door?
He skirted off. And then Ray shot me twice.
Let's do this. Okay, so stand up. I'm the driver, right? Come over here. I'm the driver, and he's trying to pull him out, right? And he went, and so Ty's trying to pull him out.
His door was locked.
So Ty can't get in the door.
Yeah.
So where is Ray when Ray shoots him?
Ray right here. And I'm
Outside of the car.
inside the car.
So I'm facing this way, right? So how does Ray shoot him?
He had a gun, something like this.
Okay.
And then he shot him twice.
Where did he hit him? And point on my body.
Either right here or back there somewhere.
Okay. So he shot him from inside the car, but hit him in the upper back. Okay. And you were right there.
There's no other bullet holes anywhere in the exterior of the car.
So
There's no
what did-
bullet holes in the interior. He's got 2 in the back.
2 in his back.
Yeah.
Not through the seat or anything.
No, his story's bullshit.
So-
Because the car was stopped right at the curb, right at the intersection.
Okay.
A shot couldn't have been fired after he started to pull away from inside the car because they were already stopped at the intersection. That's right where the casings are.
As the investigation moved forward, detectives became convinced that Dr. Trayvon and Tylen had left out a critical piece of the story. The evidence suggested that important details about the events on Ferguson Avenue had not been disclosed. When officers arrived at the scene at approximately 2:08 a.m., they found 35-year-old Brandon Cooper unresponsive, and he was declared deceased at the location. Investigators recovered 2 spent shell casings from inside the vehicle, which appeared to support claims that shots had been fired from within the car. However, the physical evidence revealed another detail that immediately raised concerns. Detectives also located 2 additional shell casings on the roadway outside the vehicle. This discovery created a serious conflict with the accounts that had been provided. As investigators examined the scene more closely, they realized the evidence pointed to a sequence of events that was far more complex than the stories they had been told.
We're here, man. Look at me. We're here, okay? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's unfortunate. It sucks. It was a terrible decision. But if you shot this man, just tell me you shot this man, man. And so we don't keep doing all this. Okay, I'm going to keep making notes and writing stuff that's going to walk us in circles, and it's all lies, man. It's all just nonsense.
Hard, I did.
Huh?
I did.
You did it. Where did you shoot him from?
Twice inside the car, once outside the car.
Twice inside the car, once outside the car. Were there any bullets left in your car, in your gun? Just the way you talked to me, just the way you showed me? Were you on the driver's side by the door or in the middle? In the middle. Twice inside the car, and then you shot like at the car?
One time, yeah.
Did you hit him, do you think?
In a surprising development, Dr. Trayvon eventually admitted responsibility for Brandon Cooper's death and told investigators that he alone was responsible. While the 4 teenagers continued to give differing versions of the events, detectives used evidence and witness accounts to reconstruct what they believed happened that night. The sequence began around 12:30 a.m., when a rideshare trip was requested using a phone linked to Dr. Trayvon Mitchell. Roughly 25 minutes later, the driver stopped on St. Agnes Road, where investigators say Dr. Trayvon and Tylen displayed weapons and threatened the driver. The victim was then deprived of personal belongings before Tylen took control of the vehicle and drove it to Anna Street, where it was hidden inside a garage. About an hour later, another rideshare trip was arranged from Oakdale Drive. This second journey ended on Ferguson Avenue, only a short distance from the earlier incident. Detectives concluded that once again, Dr. Trayvon and Tylen were central figures during the encounter. Investigators believed the victim was confronted inside the vehicle, and when the situation escalated, several shots were fired. Evidence indicated that additional rounds were discharged as the group fled from the area. Authorities also linked shell casings recovered at the scene to more than one firearm, which helped explain the evidence found both inside and outside the vehicle. Just 9 minutes after the incident, surveillance footage reportedly captured the 4 teenagers moving quickly back toward Anna Street, providing investigators with another important piece of the timeline. The collection of physical evidence, digital records, and video footage ultimately helped detectives assemble a detailed account of the night's events.
About what happened?
Yeah, I didn't know he got murdered.
What did you think happened when he crashed?
Got out.
Did you see him get out?
I told you I ran. I just ran.
New here at 5, two 17-year-olds are headed to prison for murdering a Lyft driver. And in court today, the driver's mother had words for those teens. News Center 7's Mike Campbell joins us live. Mike, lots of emotion at the Montgomery County Courthouse today.
Absolutely, James. Trayvon Mitchell and Tylen Peaks were only 15 years old when Brandon Cooper was lured to a robbery attempt and then shot to death.
As the case moved into the courtroom, both Tylen Peaks and Dr. Trayvon Mitchell faced proceedings in adult court because of the seriousness of the allegations against them. At the beginning of the legal process, Tylen maintained that he was not responsible. However, as investigators presented a growing amount of evidence connected to the case, he later chose to admit guilt. Like Dr. Trayvon Mitchell, he was ultimately found responsible for several serious offenses, including murder, aggravated robbery, felonious assault, motor vehicle theft, and tampering with evidence. Although investigators were unable to conclusively establish that Tylen fired the shot that ended Brandon Cooper's life, prosecutors presented evidence showing his involvement in the events surrounding the crime. Court records also revealed that he had allegedly participated in similar robbery incidents during the days before this case, which became an important factor during sentencing. After considering all of the evidence, the court sentenced Tylen Peaks to 27 years to life in prison, while Dr. Trayvon Mitchell received a sentence of 25 years to life. Ray and Ron, whose names were never publicly released due to their age, were handled through the juvenile court system, where their cases were considered separately because of their more limited involvement in the incident. The verdicts brought a major chapter of the investigation to a close and marked the end of a case that had deeply affected the local community.
Family, I want to start off by saying I'm sorry for the things that I put y'all through. I never meant for anything like that to happen. I'm not the monster they making me to be. I'm a human, and all humans make mistakes. I just so happen to make it really bad.
The life you took, that fateful man, that fateful morning, was an amazing young man who would help anyone and literally give